if you have big desires, if you have huge desires, this is not by chance or by mistake. These desires were intentionally planted in you because the world needs someone to accomplish those exact things. But the question is, will you answer the call? Will you take the actions, make the sacrifices, and see it through until it happens? Or will you give in to settling for less than what you truly want? I asked you these questions, but the reality is I don't believe you actually have a choice. You see, the alternative to putting yourself through the pleasurable torment, is what I like to call it, of going at your desires full force. The alternative of that is a life of regret, mediocrity, and anxiety. Everyone's favorite. Welcome one, welcome all to the Thriving Artist Corner, where we talk about using the process of mastering your craft as a vehicle to your spiritual enlightenment and your material success. I am your host, Deji Dio Oduwole. And if you also like to read, check out the free newsletter. The sign up to the newsletter is in the description below. All right. So oftentimes your desires overwhelm you, and because they are so big, it's easy to get lost in that vision. And in my experience, the only way to not get lost in that vision, the only way, is to simplify your life. Arrange your life so that everything you do and every move you make every day is aligned with that goal. I'll repeat that. Arrange your life so that everything you do and every move you make every day, not some days, every day, is aligned with that goal. Too many people, you might be one of them, have these huge desires but are reluctant to let go of the things that are holding them back from those desires. There's a lot of things that we all have in our lives, whether it be people, whether it be vices, whether it be habits, that take away from the chances of us actually accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish. Because not only do vices take energy and focus, but they also take time. And time is what we need. We need quality time in order to invest into these tasks that we need to get done in order to create the bigger picture. And so people tend to believe that their greatest wishes will come true just because they believe. And you might be guilty of this too, because most people are. You believe that everything that you want will happen, will be given to you, granted to you, just because you believe it. And I'm here to tell you that they won't. That is not how the universe works, my friend. So when people believe this, they allow life to just happen. Like life happens to them instead of being the force that actually happens to life. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. In order to make these things, in order to bring these desires into fruition, a solid plan is to simplify your life around the things that need to get done in order for you to create that big picture, right? So you can't have 1.5 million things going on in your life and expect the main thing to still get done. You cannot have 1.5 million things going on and expect the main thing to still get done. You can't have the 10 baby mamas. You can't have the 30 side chicks and the 10 all the homies that you go out drinking with every weekend, and the video games and the Netflix shows. You can't have all of that and still believe and still expect for the work to get done. I'm sure somebody has made it happen, because one thing about me is I don't believe in absolutes. I'm sure somebody had all of that and still made it happen somehow, and hats off to them. But the more you take on, the harder it gets. Trim the fat off of your life. So one of my new sayings is subtraction is the new addition. Oftentimes we believe that in order to get to the next level, we need to do more. Dang, I need to do more of this. I need to do more of that. And I say that to myself every day, because honestly, the truth is most people do need to do more. And that's one thing I say a lot, and you'll hear me say a lot on this podcast. Most people do need to do more, because most people, again, believe that they put too much power in faith and believing, and not the works. Jesus said it himself. Faith without works is dead, my friend. It's dead. But so oftentimes it is the case that we have to do more. However, in order to do more, you need more time. And we're not Father Time. I'm not Father Time. You're not Father Time. We can't just snap our fingers and create time. But what we can do is we can subtract things from our daily life that aren't directly serving our goals. We can do less in that way. A lot of people often think the greatest athletes and the greatest musicians and the greatest people, the masters of our generation and the generations in the past, people a lot of times think that there's some secret that the masters have. Some, like they're doing so much more. They're practicing 80 hours a day. They're practicing 80 hours a day because they figured out how to hack time. And that's why they're so much better than you. But the reality is the pros and the masters aren't just doing more than you. They're doing less too. They have less BS in their life. So they have more time and brain space to allocate to mastering whatever it is that they're doing. The great Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Simplicity is sophistication. Simplicity is the new sophistication. The more complex, the greater the room for error. The more complexities you add to your life, the greater the room for error. The more complex any task is, the greater the room for error. So let's think about how to simplify your life. What can you remove from your life to give you not only more time, but more brain space to get the jobs done? Who is in your life that is not adding value, but is taking away time, brain space, and resources? So think of your life like a pickup truck, like the new Tesla Cybertruck. Yeah. And imagine you just have like 1,000 pounds of junk in the bed of the truck. And you're so concerned with how to move faster, how to get to your destination faster. So you're like, dang, should I buy a new truck? Should I buy a faster car? Should I buy a sports car? And it's like, no. How about you start by just removing the junk that's in the bed of the truck? I mean, the Tesla Cybertruck is actually mad fast. The 0 to 60 on the Cyber Beast model is like 2.6 second 0 to 60. That's faster than most sport cars. And you're faster than most sport cars. You just have too much baggage, too much complexities in your life. And that, my friend, is why you keep getting lost in the process of achieving your deepest desires. So Remember, subtraction is the new addition. And in order to do more, you must do less. If you enjoyed today's podcast episode, give it a like. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Comment and let me know what you thought of it. And also, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy the free email newsletter. And you can sign up to that in the link in the description below. Have an amazing rest of your day and stay beautiful. Peace. See you next week.